Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Service Learning Orientation. Before we begin, I just say let's just take a deep breath, kind of, rejuvenate in. It's the spring semester, personally my favorite. I feel like the winter depression just goes away. So, you'll get to see how beautiful campus is. And yeah, so this is the Service Learning Orientation. This is where your service learning journey begins. I'm Azan Yusuf, one of your senior Edge fellows. And it's being hosted with my fellow Edge Fellows, Jackie, Stephanie, and Katie Ann. I want to let you know that this session is all about you, helping you understand what service learning is and what makes it unique and why it's such an amazing opportunity for growth, both personally and academically. So let's just talk about the numbers first, because I think they're pretty impressive. Since 2004, there's almost been over 200,000 hours of community service. And this is all because of students like you that have participated in service learning. And there have been over 7,000 students that have done the service learning courses. I just kind of want you to take away that this isn't just about volunteering, it's about learning through action, and you're contributing to your community, but you're also developing skills, insights, and maybe even discovering a new passion about what you're doing. And the best part is that you aren't alone. We have over 40 courses and partnerships with 30 plus community organizations. So there's something for everyone. Whatever your major interest is, there's a place for you to make an impact. Going on to address a question I hear all the time, will this really help me with my coursework? I want to say the short answer is yes. 94% of students who've done service learning say it supported their learning, and 80% felt it connected directly to their major or other courses. So whether you're a biology major dissecting community health issues or an art student designing for a nonprofit, service learning bridges the gap between what you're learning in class and what's happening in the community around you. So zooming out, let's just ask what exactly is service learning. I like to describe it as learning with a purpose. You'll spend about 2 hours a week engaging with a community partner, but it's not just about completing tasks. It's about connecting those experiences back to what you're studying. For example, some questions you could reflect on are how does this work align with what I'm learning in class? What skills am I building? Or how can I apply them in my future career? This isn't just about helping others. It's also about growing as a person. You'll learn to think critically, work collaboratively, and deepen your understanding of complex issues. Plus, it's a chance to listen and learn from the community you're working with. Before going into it, I think service learning is all about intention. This isn't just like a box to check off. It's a chance to really engage and make a difference. So approach it with an open mind and a willingness to learn. That being said, I kind of want to take some time to share about my service learning journey. So I actually started off as a bio major who just wanted to become a doctor and check off a bunch of science courses. I actually took service learning as a way to alleviate my med school application. I thought just doing some community service would help me out, and med schools are going to like me better. But that completely changed with my first partnership. I was at San Pedro Elementary School. That's where I was working with a bunch of kindergartners and TK students. Every time I'd go in, they'd start yelling, "Mr. Azan, you're here," and really be excited for me to be there. And it was kind of a break from calculus and physics, and it just really, helped me guide into CAS 3400, where I was partnered up with Rotocare. I've been working with Rotocare for almost 3 years now. Rotocare is a clinic that helps uninsured and undocumented individuals. Rotocare has allowed me to get clinical experience as an undergrad, many of which other students aren't able to really get that. It's also let me really be there with the community. Every time I go in, a lot of patients know me by name now. They invite me to cookouts. It's just it feels like I've kind of become a part of my community. And I've lived in Marin for my entire life, and I had no idea that, Rotocare was even a thing, or, this community was there. So it's really just been a blessing. And I'm really happy that I was able to get that way through service learning and social justice at Dominican. That also being said, I also want to share one tip that I really recommend. I know it's starting, and I think a lot of your teachers have talked about Give Pulse. I really think Give Pulse is important, especially when you're writing your impacts. I actually write my impacts the day after I do the field work, and it's really been helpful for me. Even as I'm applying to med school, I'm actually just copying and pasting a bunch of my Give Pulse impacts. So that's just something I feel like you should keep in mind. And those Give Pulse impacts can actually be directly used in your final papers that all the classes require of. So I highly recommend keeping up to date with Give Pulse. And that being said, I'd like to introduce our next service learner. It's Jacqueline.
Hello, guys. I'm Jackie. I am a freshman this year in Dominican. I'm an education major and I'm minoring in CAS. I came in with not having a minor in mind, but as you guys did today, your Zoom meeting, I also did it, and that's when I kind of um, I learned more about social justice and what it was, and I decided to minor in CAS. I come from a small town from Carson City, Nevada, and there's a lot of white people around us, and there's not really a lot of culture from other communities. So when I was learning English, I came in my sixth grade to Carson City. I came from Mexico and I didn't know no English. So learning a new language was a lot, and learning the culture of everybody in the community. So having no support was difficult at school, but back at home I had the support of my family and my cousins who helped me a lot. And I was able to learn English in 3 years and move into high school, into honor classes in advanced placement, which helped me a lot. So coming into school, I knew that my major was education and I wanted to help other people, but I didn't know how to do it. So being here with everybody allowed me the chance to know what I wanted to do. So coming into Dominican, I decided to join Common Action, the Common Action and Social Change minor. But there's many more. There is Latino Studies as a minor. But I decided to stick with Common Action because of the community service that I was allowed to do. This semester, I partnered with West Marine Health and Human Services, where we helped undocumented people who were newcomers into the state find resources. So, something that we worked on this semester was developing a survey where we talked about what are things that they need and things that they thought it was better to have. So something that we're working on this semester is to provide those resources to them. While I was with my community partner in West Marine, Chloe Cook, I learned about some of the things that people have to go through while being here in the United States. And something that stuck to me was learning about how people who come from Central America are still living here in the United States as if they were living back at home. So something that they go under a lot is domestic violence. And something that I learned from one of the stories was that one lady was suffering domestic violence and she didn't know it was something that she shouldn't suffer. So learning from them and how they suffer was, I took it um differently. I was like, wait, like how are they still living in those situationships? But learning about it, that they don't know about it, something that we did come up with was providing them with classes so they can learn more about their rights and what they should do. So my tip for everybody is observe when you're at your community partner, because like Asan said, when you're writing your gift polls, it's better to have more information than none and give a lot of detail. So observing helps all of you guys out when writing your gift polls. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for your insight. And now I think it's time to have some fun. So we're going to do an interactive activity. Okay, awesome. So the first question we're going to ask is, what is the first word or words that come to your mind when you think about service learning? Oh, I already see some coming up. Oh, you guys type faster than me. Okay, I see community. Community is a big one. You want to be there for your community. Engagement is really important. You have to be engaged, ready to help out, and serve your community. I see fun there. I think service learning is really fun. I think everyone's gonna have a great experience, helping, giving back, assisting, being involved. Yeah, you guys are on top of it. I feel like you guys are really understanding what service learning is, and I'm glad.
Uh, Okay.
And then the next question is going to be multiple choice for you guys. So we're just going to ask, why did you enroll in a service learning course this semester? Okay, I see fit my schedule, required for degree. That's wonderful. I'm glad that you were able to be able to take a service learning class that fit with your schedule. I think it's going to be a great opportunity, once you really get out there with the community, see if that's something you want to major in or minor in. I see a few people interested in social justice. That's also wonderful. We're Edge Fellows. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll also be doing events to help you guys go, towards that route. Working closely with community, it's a big one as well. Yeah, I think you guys are gonna have really fun, and it's wonderful that all these experiences are here. Awesome. And then after the interactive activity, I'm gonna introduce Stephanie, who will take it from here.
Yeah, my name is Stephanie. I'm a junior. I transferred to Dominican last semester. I'm also a track student in the Dominican track and field women's team. And I wish I could sit here and say I was the biggest fan of taking a service learning class. I wasn't. I came in just, taking classes, and I remember one of my professors who here learning course before, and I was just like, oh, do I raise my hand? So I'm in here. It means I listening to everything that was said or the expectations for community service. So I was like, man, that's just one thing being added to what I had to do. So coming into service learning classes, I did not have the best attitude towards it, especially when finding out I would have to do community work outside of class because I already had a busy schedule. So I needed that to fit those things in there. And for the first 2 weeks, I went 10, and then I tried to be there as my Thursdays were long. We would go on Thursdays with my community partner, which was the driver's license program. So I would go on Thursdays, very tired. I'm like, all right, I can't be here. And then you know what? I decided I'm either here or not here. And I chose to be there instead. So I approached it with a different attitude. I changed for the better, and I showed up wanting to be there fully because it just one thing that I was reminded of while I was in there is I'm in there helping these people who took the first step to come in and get the help that, is offered to them. Immediately, I had a conversation with a woman who didn't at first think I spoke Spanish. And you could see the hesitation of when they approached me, not expecting me to speak Spanish. I spoke to them in Spanish, their face, the relief that came out was just so amazing to see, and instantly it reminded me of my mother, who does not speak English as well. And I'm the person who have to be with her everywhere she goes, and I'm her translator, whatever she needs, I'm that person. So in that moment, knowing that I can be that person for my mom, but also for someone else, made me realize that this isn't the work that I'm doing right now is meaningful, and I doing it. So I started showing up better, and I would go on Thursdays and on Saturdays, and if I have something scheduled for those days, I'll try to push them out of my way so I can show up to that community with the mindset that one day someone will show up the same way for my mom. But that was my approach. And like going in there. So what we do with the driver's license program, what it is we help community members when the community members come, we help them study, we help them practice and get ready. And when we feel like they're ready, we help them set up their appointments for the DMV and basically walk them through the whole process. And it was amazing to see because in a sense as well, yes, they are, even being undocumented, they are able to get their license, but that is not advertised as much as it's supposed to be. And knowing that I was a part of that community who go out there during those outreach and help community members become aware of the things that are available to them also added to my passion and what I wanted to do. Coming into Dominican, I was a sociology major, and after this course, I met with one of my professors, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm cut out for sociology. I think I need to be more, instead of focusing on the system, I need to focus on the people, on the community. So I switched my major to social justice. I also wanted to be an educator, but again, now what I want to do, what I really want to be is an immigration lawyer. Why? Because I'm working with an immigrant community that, as an immigrant myself, there are things that I didn't have to go through. My story is different from a lot of other immigrant story. But one thing we can relate on is that we are living in a country where the system is, set up in a way that's very tricky for us. And we're not always the people that they put first when a decision is being made. So I want to be that person. I want to be the voice for my community, and being part of the service learning course that I was part of last semester and that I'm part of this semester have helped me realize that and have shaped me. And I guess my biggest tip for you guys would be, although it's one thing added to your schedule, don't see it as that. Go in there, help these people. Take every day as, see it as something you're doing because your heart tells you. See it as the right thing. You're gonna show up, you're gonna hear their stories, they're gonna impact you one way or another. And be the best listener that you can. Your attitude is very important. How you show up is how they expect you to be. And when I remember, if the first day I showed up, if they have had a conversation with me that first day, I know I would have not been happy because my face was saying I don't want to be there. So I know no one would have wanted to approach me. But when I did decide to change how I show up, people were approaching me. And it's till this day, I see people on the street, and I also work in a school where I see those same community, and I see them feel like so quick to speak to me in Spanish because they know I'm going to respond. And every time, if I'm somewhere and I speak to someone in Spanish, they're like, "Hablas español?" The face just like, I'm like, yeah, a little bit, but I still do it in a way, you know, to help them. They know that they can communicate to you, and they will. So be the best of yourself. We cannot change the world, but we can contribute to it being a better place. So yeah, that's my personal story. And I would also like to add that for that slide that's going to be the service learning program outcomes, you guys will be, if not having received one already, you guys will be receiving this information from your professor. What it is 5 different modules that you guys will have to go through each one of them. And they tell you what the different community partners are and what you do, kind of like everything we went over. And then they tell you at the end of them, after sitting through and watching those videos, there will be a Google form that you guys, it's an exit ticket that you guys have to fill it out. And an email copy would be sent to you, and that's what you submit to your professor. Yeah, some reminders too as well. Or like, when you're there, I know we want to be on our phone so bad. I'm a victim of that. I want to be on my phone. I want to be checking. I want to be texting my friends. But again, we're working with community members who don't necessarily share the same values that we do. And our technologies nowadays, for us, we rely on these things, but for them, not so much. Yes, we're not saying you can't use your phone, because sometimes I have to look up a word and translate it. In that case, it's fine. But consistently being on your phone, and when a person is trying to have a conversation, head down on your phone, is not really what we want to represent. We want to be present. And to be present, it means that your whole body's present. You on the lookout, that conversation is important. I'm not saying to wear a tie and a suit or like, a gown, but again, just showing up comfortable, like weather appropriate, and knowing that, like you're working with some other people who may not think of your outfit as appropriate. So like dress up casual, very casual. Again, it's important. And then always, even if there's not something to do, always try to find a way to engage. If there is nothing to do, talk to your supervisors. There will always be something to do. We may think that there's nothing to do, but there's always something to do. So they're there for that. Talking to them, they will give you something to do. And if you don't see them, create conversations. Talk to the people you are helping. They have the best story. And even yourself, you can start sharing your stories with them too, if the time is given. And in the event that you will be missing a day, or you can't be there, be sure to, one, let your professors know because those hours also count, but also talk to your job supervisor. That way they can improvise if they were relying on you that day, so they can know what to do. The new office is in the service, the Center for the Dominican Experience. That's kind of where I am. Well, where I am right now is where we will be having our office hours. Like as I mentioned, if you have any question or anything you would want to know and you think we are the right people to help you, we're gonna be here. We haven't worked through our office hours yet. Once that's done, you guys will get those, and we'll also have a sign posted and where you guys can come in. We can talk, we can show you around, whatever you need. We're here for you. We know first semester, whether it's your first semester or not, we're gonna be here and you're not alone in this. Have fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for your insight and also those reminders for everyone to get going. Now I'd like to introduce Katie Ann, who's going to take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm Katie Ann and I'm a third year chemistry student here at Dominican. I am an Edge Fellow as well. And then just to wrap it up today, I just want to share my own story. So my community partner is Downtown Streets Team, and we work with those who are homeless and at risk for homelessness. And we work on beautification projects in both downtown and the canal area. And with this program, I did it with the CAS required classes, and I was like, this is a great experience. Just hearing the stories and being out in the community, it really helped me get a sense of like the community around us, because I'm not originally from Marin. So it helped me get a better sense of like what it is to be in this community in a sense. And the great thing about this program is that after I finished my work with Downtown Streets Team, I was like, how am I going to continue this work? Like, how is this going to be applied in my real life applications? Because I am a chemistry major, so it kind of sounds like, why am I doing service learning? But when I went this summer, I actually applied for a fellowship where I was able to take tie-ins from my experience at Downtown Streets Team, from the stories I heard by working with the community members and everything. And I was able to apply that knowledge into my applications. And it really helped with in the long term. And it really helped me feel like, wow, this stuff can really be applied out in the real world. And so one of the tips that I would give as you guys go into your service learning classes and begin your service learning programs is to just be present in the moment and just take a deep breath and experience the experience for what it is, because it can be really impactful in the long term. And overall, just enjoy the experience, and we wish you the best of luck during your service learning journey.
Thank you so much, Katie Ann. So that is going to be the end of the service learning orientation for you guys today. We do have an Instagram account that we wanted you guys to follow to keep up to date. As we were explaining earlier, that's where all the Edge office hours are going to be posted. Any events that we're going to be doing for the service learning events themselves, for social justice or cask miners, an introduction towards that. Also, if you want to shout out hashtag DUC service learning, just take a photo, maybe get like a poster, put your intention on there, and we'll go ahead and try to repost you on that. But other than that, reach out to us. We're here for you guys, and I hope that you have a great service learning journey this semester. Thank you so much for attending, guys.